Have you been to Dollar Tree recently? Because if you haven't, you need to get there ASAP. All of their fall decor is out, including these tiny little mushrooms that are so fun to work with. I grabbed one bundle of each color and I can't wait to show you what I made with them. All right, so while at the thrift store, also, I think it was the same day, I grabbed this basket. It was gorgeous. It had a great shape and it was in wonderfully conditions. So I'm just going to dust it really well. It was really dirty, and then I'm going to give it one coat of these Rust-Oleum Highland Blue Milk Paint. I'm just going to do it like a dry brush. It's going to have a very natural distress to it. And I'm going to do the outside as well as the inside. And while that was drying, I'm going to take this little plank board from Dollar Tree. You've seen these all the time. I'm going to make two extra holes, one on each end, just to kind of make them even. I thought I would just leave them like this. I ended up covering them, but I'll show you how I did it. All right, so now I'm going to give it one coat of Waverly Chalk Pen in the white, both front and back. I lightly sanded it just for a smooth finish, and of course you want to wipe it really well. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Essential Stencil, but the first stencil we're going to use is this one. It has 3-in-1, which I love when they do that. I love that they have multiples in each packet, and I love this design. So I'm going to use the one that says Gather Together. I'm going to place it right in the center, secure it with some masking tape, and then I'm just going to start stenciling it. Some yellow, some gray, and I'm just going to use Essential Stencil's stenciling brush, and I'm going to do the round and around technique. Very little paint in your brush. It's almost like dry brushing while you're stenciling. It really works, and it leaves absolutely hardly any bleed through. I love using this technique, and I'm leaving this in real time so that you can see how easy it is, and it's not sped up, and you can see how long it takes. My favorite part is always the reveal, and I just think it looks so gorgeous. All right, so pool noodles. Who would have thought I would use pool noodles for fall decor? Well, here we are. They did not have any floral foam available, so I'm going to use pool noodles inside my basket so that I can have something for the flower to attach to. I cut off a few pieces. I'm just going to hot glue them right there in the center and also to each other. Then I am going to cover them up with some craft paper. This is just packing paper. That way we're going to cover up all that green. On top of the paper, I'm just going to add some natural moss and spread it nicely. And then we're going to add a base. We're going to add these ferns from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to add one on each side. Again, just to kind of give me something to start with. And then I'm just going to keep adding some greeneries as well as some florals from Dollar Tree, making sure that they look nice and even. Currently at Dollar Tree, they have an entire section of fall foliage, faux picks, and I gotta tell you, the colors are stunning. The selection is so good. So I'm just gonna keep adding them here and there. And I'll just keep adding until I kind of like what I see. The little sign that I did earlier, I poked those extra holes. I ended up just covering them up with these faux knots. I love using this technique. It's really easy. You just make a very tight knot, cut off the excess rope from each end, and then hot glue it over wherever you need to. I'm going to do 4 of them, and I'm just going to place them right there. I am going to flip it over, and I'm going to add some skewer sticks that I cut to size. I'm going to hot glue as well as mask and tape it, and this is going to allow me to be able to just place that sign in the center of the basket and it not go anywhere. So I'm just going to place it right there. And then I'm just going to add those little tiny mushrooms. I love them. Again, I'm just going to add some skewer sticks as needed, and I'm going to place 3 of them. The blue really complements the blue in the basket, and they really pop. So instead of pumpkins, this is a great option to add to your decor this fall season. And look how gorgeous this looks. The stenciling looks so good. The mushroom really complements and brought everything together. What do you think of this?
Every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
So as promised, let me tell you a little bit about Essential Stencil. They have an entire fall 2023 bundle deal, and the designs are gorgeous. And I'm going to show them to you in a little bit, but I just want to quickly show you here on their platforms. They have an entire selection, not just fall, but also Halloween. And what I love about it is that these are reusable and you can use them over and over again. If you make crafts to sell, to gift, or even for just to keep, stenciling with reusable stencils are a great way to go. They're inexpensive, and again, you can use them over and over again. Look at all of these beautiful designs, and their transfers are so amazing. They're so professional, beautifully designed, and so easy to work with. It will make any of your projects so high-end looking. They're offering you a great deal today. Just use code BOP10 at checkout, and you can get 10% on anything on their site, including their new bundle. So check it out. It is linked below. For the next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to start with this thrifted sign. It already had a fall theme to it, but I want to give it an updated look. So I'm just going to use my electric sander and I'm just going to scuff it up and remove the sheen from the surface. Of course, I want to wipe it down really well then because we are going to paint it. So I wiped it and then gave it actually 3 coats of the sandstone Waverly chalk paint. And then once dry, look at that color. Isn't it gorgeous? All right, so now we're going to bring in this beautiful Hello Fall stencil. They come 2 in a pack. We're going to use the one with the picket fence. I think it's so adorable, but let me show you the designs. It's so beautiful. All right, so we're going to place it right in the center. We're not going to be able to fit the entire stencil. That's okay. I'm just going to stencil whatever is on the board. I'm going to use different colors, and I'm just going to let you watch, and it's so satisfying. Friends, if you have a second after you watch this video, I would love to connect with you on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And I have that link down below in the description box. So if you want to check it out, it is linked below. So here's the reveal, and it's so fun, especially when you use all these colors. All right, so now I'm going to touch up just the edges on the bottom, on the top to make sure they're clean and then they look professional. And then we're going to bring in some of this transfers. Oh my word. The colors, and they're so easy to work with. Let me show you. So what you want to do is you want to cut off whatever pieces you want to use. So in this case, I'm going to use some of these corn stalks, and I'm going to place one on each side of the picket fence. And what you do, you remove the back like a sticker, you place it wherever you need it, and you start rubbing it. You can use a credit card, or this little scraper is from Essential Stencil. And you want to start scraping and pressing as you pull the plastic, and it works like magic. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring in some of these faux greenery picks, and I'm going to cut off 2 small pieces. I'm going to staple them on each side of the sign. I've left a little space in between the corn stalk and the greenery because we're going to bring in those little tiny mushrooms again. This time we're going to use one and we're going to cut it right down the middle. While I was doing this, it kind of separated. It's okay. It'll work out. I'm going to cut off the little stem there, and then I'm just going to cut each piece separately directly down the middle. Clean it off just a little bit, and then we're just going to hot glue it right there in between the greenery and the corn stalk. And I'm going to do the same thing with these foam pumpkins. You can find these all the time at Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove everything from it, cut it right down the center, and hot glue it right there on the bottom of the greenery to hide the staples. And look how gorgeous this looks. It has such new life. It is full of color, very festive. I love the stencil. Great, great, great stencil to work with. All right, let me show you what comes in this fall bundle. All of these stencils and transfers. And let me remind you, all of these stencils come with multiples in it. So you get 2, 3, even one of them has like 19 pieces. It is crazy. Gorgeous. All right, so for the next DIY craft, I am going to take this wood round. You can find these at Dollar Tree year round. I removed the jute string, and then we're going to paint it white. I'm going to do the front and the back, and I'm using Waverly chalk paint in the white, but you can use whatever paint color you want. Once it was fully dry, I am going to sand it down just a little bit. I think it smooths it out very nicely, but it gets really dusty because it's chalk paint, so just make sure you dust it really well and remove any residue. All right, so for this one, we're going to start with this stencil. It also is available in the bundle, and I'm just going to start stenciling with the sandstone again using a Essential Stencil stenciling brush, and I'm going to do everything until it's covered, and it's gorgeous. Now I do want this to be just a detail. I don't want it to be this dark, so I'm just going to sand it down using my electric sander, and that way it's going to be nice and light. Which, by the way, if you are looking to learn how to use power tools and how to integrate them into your crafting, I have a brand new online course that you can check it out. It is linked down below in the description box. All right, the next stencil we're going to use, I am going to use this one that says, "Welcome to the Nut House." I think it's so funny. I'm going to place it towards the right side of the wood round. I'm going to use the Elephant Tone in the Waverly Chalk Paint, as well as Venetian Yellow by Rust-Oleum. And I got to tell you, this combination and then the stencil that we did in the background is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite. It looks so high-end, very expensive, and you're only spending very little amount. So there you have it. Okay, now we're going to add some greenery and florals to the left side. We're going to cut off this pick from Dollar Tree, hot glue it on the left side, and then we're going to keep just building on it. I'm going to add these acorns, which I think is so appropriate and so cute. Hot glue it on top, add some these sunflower, and then some more florals just to kind of finish everything up. You want to add something to be able to hang it. So I'm going to do the same technique. I've never done it, the faux knots with ribbon, but hey, it worked out well. I'm going to make 2 faux knots and hot glue them right over the holes that the road round came with, and then grab another piece of the ribbon, hot glue it to the back in a loop design, and that way we can hang it. Look how gorgeous this is. Tell me this is not beautiful. I love it. So high-end looking. What do you think of this one? For the next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to take one of these wooden pumpkins that you can find at Dollar Tree currently. I'm going to remove everything from it because we're not going to use this design. It's very pretty, but I want to give it a new look. So I'm going to remove it as well as sand it down to remove any excess and scuff off the surface. Friends, I would love for you to join my email list. I email out once a week with updates of uploads and any new news from my business and channel. So if you'd like to join, it is linked down below in the description box. All right, so now I'm just going to give it 1 coat of the Waverly Chalk Paint in the moss and then let it dry. And I'm going to scuff it up just a little bit and sand it down for a little bit more distressed look. This transfer is gorgeous. It has all kinds of treats, perfect for fall. It would be great for like kitchen decor. So I'm going to cut out one of the pumpkin pies and attach it right there on the left bottom corner. And I'm going to use the scraper once again, lift as I am attaching. And here's the stencils that I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of these, and they come 4 in a pack. And they're gorgeous. They're all pumpkin kind of pies themed. And I just think it's so smart to be able to buy these and create multiple. I'm also going to remove the little tiny leaves from one of the designs and place it on the other side of the pie. And then the stencil is just going to go right on top. And I'm just going to stencil it again using my round and around technique. Very little paint in the brush. And again, almost like you are dry brushing it. It is so easy, my friends. This is the best technique I've ever used. You hardly ever get any bleed through. And if you need to do multiple coats with the dry brushing, do it. All right, so Dollar Tree has tons of ribbon, perfect for fall. I'm going to use one of these smaller ones, and it has a beautiful orange and white tone, which I think really complements the design overall. These lacy, kind of like jute ribbon is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make 2 bows. About the same size. I'm just going to loop it, scrunch it in the middle, and then place one on top of each other, tie it in the center with some jute string, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of the stem of the pumpkin. I want to build it up just a little bit, so I'm going to take another one of those foam pumpkins. This one is the white one. I'm going to cut it right down the center once again and hot glue it right in the center of the bow. Then I'm going to add some greenery on each side of the bow just to kind of lift it up and just give it more texture. And this one is absolutely stunning. Look at that stencil. It is crisp, it is beautiful, and so easy to do. Let me know what you think of this one, and I want to thank Essential Stencil for sponsoring this video. Take advantage of this bundle deal. You're not going to regret it. It is so fun to craft with these. And I have another video here for you to watch with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts for fall. Click on it. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.